On the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, Joe Rogan sits down with Matthew McConaughey to discuss how to reach your peak in sports, life, and beyond.
You got to be your own general. You got to be your own like wake up, soldier.
Yeah.
You know. I always talk about the cold plunge because it is the one time like, people say, "Oh, how do you do it every day?" Listen to me very carefully. I almost don't every day. Every day, I get that close to bitching out every single day. I'm amazed how weak I am. I'm amazed every time I go to lift that fucking lid off that thing. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not doing this. I am not doing this. I'm not doing. And then when I get in, I'm like, maybe I'll only do a minute today. Maybe I'll get out right now. Don't you want to get out right now? I'm like, shut the fuck up. I get to let the general talk, and the general's like, shut the fuck up, soldier. Yeah. You will stay in that water. I'm like that dude from Full Metal Jacket. Outstanding.
Yes.
David Goggins told me that too. Who's like the most mentally strong human being I've ever met, and maybe the most mentally strong human being that's ever walked the face of the planet. And he said, he goes, even though I run every day, sometimes I look at my sneakers, I stare at those motherfuckers for a half an hour before I put them on. Just thinking of him. I mean, he's out there running like marathons literally every day. And he was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Yes.
But he does it. That's the thing. It's like people want to think that people that are mentally strong don't struggle. No, you do struggle. You always struggle.
Yeah.
But you win every time.
Right.
You make sure that you win every time. And you can win every time. But you got to develop that ability to make yourself do the things you don't necessarily want to do, but you know you should.
It's a little bit of that, I don't know if you ever saw that Djokovic interview on 60 Minutes.
No, it didn't.
And 60 Minutes interview, I forget his name, was going like, look, so, you know, your mental capacity is why you're so good. And my hunch is that, Novak, it's because you have less negative thought. And Djokovic interrupts him. He goes, no. Yeah. I have as many or more negative thoughts. I just get past them quicker than others.
Mental strength, which is what I think is your great gift.
I would have to correct you. I have to correct you. It's not a gift. It's something that comes with work. There are different techniques. Conscious breathing is a big part, especially in the moments when you're under tension.
I think a lot of people think, oh, in the moment, Novak's so locked in. You're saying this is all part of a process.
Oh, I mean, I might appear maybe locked in, but, you know, trust me, there's a storm inside. You know, the biggest always battle is within. You know, you have your doubts and fears. I feel it every single match. I don't like this kind of a mindset that I see a lot in sports, like just think positive thoughts, be optimistic. There is no room for failure. There is no room for doubts and stuff like this. It's impossible to do that. You are a human being. The difference, I guess, between the guys who are able to be biggest champions and the ones that are struggling to get to the highest level is the ability to not stay in those emotions for too long. So for me, it's really relatively short. So as soon as I experience it, I acknowledge it. I maybe, burst, I scream on the court, whatever happens. But then I'm able to bounce back and reset.
Yeah, that's
so he's not denying the negative thoughts. He's let him come, and then bam, out of the way. I gotta on to the next.
Yeah, he has control.
Yeah,
he has control of those thoughts. They come in and he swats them down. Yeah, you'll have to have some negative thoughts if you're going to be an elite athlete because you have to be your own worst critic. You can't be satisfied with anything.
Yeah.
If you want to reach the very tip of the top, every movement must be more precise and more explosive and better every time you do it, and you have to do all the training, and you leave no stone unturned, and if you don't do that, you're never going to reach the level that he's at in anything.
Let me ask you about this. Success in, say, MMA. What's a better resume for a great performance or victory? Suffering to succeed or revenge?
Oh, suffering to succeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
The emotions that come with revenge are crippling, and sometimes they can keep you up at night, and they'll fuck with your sleep, and then the consequences of you losing are far greater because you genuinely hate this person. There's some people thrive under those conditions, oddly. But I would think most of the time trying to just achieve the highest version of yourself is the most aspirational. I think the best of the best do that.
Right.
The very best, the George St. Pierres of the world, they do that.
They're playing against themselves.
They're playing against themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, they're trying to be the very best version of themselves that they can be. And if they do that right and leave no stone unturned, they can achieve greatness.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be easy. It's going to be, they go through hell. I mean, to become an elite fighter is one of the most physically difficult things and then psychologically difficult things that a human being can ever undertake outside of war and maybe law enforcement. Other than that, you're dealing with physical struggle the likes of most people will never experience in their life. You're literally hurling bones in the direction of a trained assassin, and the two of you are going to do it publicly in your underwear in front of the whole world, barefoot with these little tiny pads on your knuckles and a cup over your dick. And you just got to go out there and kick each other and strangle each other. It's crazy. It's a crazy sport. And so there's this balance of the mind and the body and the intention and how you allocate your resources and time and how you manage stress and how you deal with the pressures of trying to succeed and the doubts and the fears.
In the suffering to succeed, seeing beyond the immediate goal. Getting through COVID, part of what I know helped me was going, it's going to be like this for 10 years, gang. Family, buckle up.
Yeah.
It didn't last 10 years. It was much shorter. Oh, shit. We were preparing for a much longer journey, going to work out. This is going to be hell. Get ready for it, dude. And then all of a sudden you're like, all right, that's it. Wait, I'm done? Projecting past the goal, cellularly, I think, wakes up something in us on survival level that we don't choke. We don't get fatigued as quickly. We don't want to quit sooner because we have in our mind, no, the end is not right around the corner.
Right.
And it's a bit of a mental trick, but I think that it has something to do with that what champions do. They see beyond. They're playing Arch Manning right now. There's never been more hype on a college quarterback ever. I believe that guy is wired, and that family bloodline's even wired, that they're beyond this hype. This is mortal.
Right.
This is mortal shit, guys. Great.
It's about the process. It's about winning games.
If UT goes and wins the championship, they're preseason ranked number one. Never been ranked number one before. I believe that this team is like, oh, well, thank you for the compliment, but we're on our own mission. That being preseason ranked number one or being on the cover of freaking Sports Illustrated is not a curse nor a validation. It's just noise out there. And if we do it and you go, we told you you'd be number one, we'll look at you and go, oh, well, thank you. But that's it. They don't need a pep rally to go, the rest of the world thinks you can win this too.
Right.
Well, good for them. We're not playing for them. We're doing our thing. I have a mission here. I believe in a path that I'm on. And I'm going beyond this hype, or I'm going beyond this game. I'm playing for I'm prepared mentally and spiritually for an entire season of hell. I'm prepared to fight this assassin on the other side of me that wants to defend and do to me what I want to do to them. Making the resistance or the adversary seem bigger and longer and going to be more tumultuous seems to be a good way to succeed, going beyond, and all of a sudden you look up. I get this from when I've done my best acting. I didn't know it was the last day. When they yelled cut at the end of the last scene of the last day of shooting, I was walking off going, all right, see you tomorrow. And they're like, no, there is no tomorrow.
You were just in the zone.
That's it. I'm like, that's it? We wrapped? Oh, shit. Oh, hey, Joe. How you doing? For the first time.
Because you were just locked in.
Boom.
Yeah.
Didn't anticipate. So I didn't get my room. I behaved and went through the finish line.
Yeah.
That something in there is in suffering to succeed rather than fighting for revenge, seeing on the other side of the target.
It's also like concentrating on what you're trying to do versus the impact of what it is. Like if I miss this, oh my God, I'm fucked.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, instead of that, you're just thinking about, I'm going to make this. This is how I make this. This is how I do this.
This is how I do this. This is how I behave. It's also in today's world with all the stimulus we're talking about and social media, et cetera, we're all sort of living in the third person or being fed opportunities to live in the third person all the time.
Yeah.
It's like we have a Jumbotron and to use a football analogy, you kick me the ball. I'm running the kickoff back, and I'm going down the sideline, and I see the goal line, and I think I'm going to score. And then I have a look at the Jumbotron to see how I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's when I'm getting tackled from behind.
Yeah.
If we step outside to have a look at how we doing.
Yeah.
That passenger you open up talking about, when you're hitting it comedically, is not hopping out over here to have a look.
And if you do, you'll get lost.
You get lost. You get conscious of what you're behaving, what you know how to do, what you're fashioned to do. Mm-hmm. And you're out of the moment.
Yep.
And you become objective.
Yeah, we
and you
all
trip,
love
or you
watching
get caught.
someone do something where we know they're in the zone, right? Like where someone runs in for a layup and it's like the most beautiful movements, avoiding the defenders, up in the air, drops the ball in, and we're like, wow.
Hey.
When we see someone just hit the zone, we see it in the fight. When we see someone just flow, we see someone flowing like, wow,
Right.
he's feeling it. You know, whoa,
Yeah.
she's locked in. We love that because we know that it's somewhere in ourselves. And maybe at one point in your life you experienced it. You might have been playing mini golf or something. Like at one point in your life, you're like, I think I felt a little
Right.
bit of that.
Right. How much do you think preparation has to do with the freedom to adapt and flow once you're in the game?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. Yeah, almost everything. If you're not prepared, your ability to adjust is very limited.
Yeah.
You have to be fully prepared and then let it flow. But you have to like really have all your bases covered just so that you don't have anxiety
Yeah.
of I could have done more.
Yeah.
That is a big issue with fighters. We see fighters towards the end of their career. There's a thing that happens when fighters realize they're probably never going to be champion and they're just doing it for a paycheck. And, you know, you see sometimes they'll show up and they look a little soft
Yeah.
and you're like, and you see a little fear in their eyes because they know they really are not focused. They're really not dialed in. But this is what they're doing for a paycheck now.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
Right.
Because the other guy on the other side of the octagon is the opposite.
He's
that guy's dialed in.
Yeah.
Maybe he's only like 25 and he's like coming into his prime and you're a stepping stone for him. And it's like, ooh.
And the problem and fear of that is what? Getting actually really injured?
Sure.
More so than if you were
100%.
dialed yourself.
You'll definitely take shots you wouldn't take.
Okay.
And then you don't have the endurance to keep up a pace.
Yep.
Right? Because you like to get to the shape that you have to be able to compete in a 5-round MMA fight, it's almost impossible to maintain. Like Chael Sonnen's talked about this extensively. It's like you can't keep it up. It's not like a level of conditioning that you can keep up all year round. You have to peak to it where you're like your body's barely hanging on, and then you coast the last week to allow yourself to like recover, and you're just kind of going through movements the last few days, and then on Saturday under the bright lights you are at 100% capacity. I mean, they've been monitoring your fucking heart rate and checking your resting heart rate and checking your blood, and your heart rate variability, and what your nutrient levels at. You're finely tuned.
For
get in there and go.
that Saturday night.
And if you didn't cover any of those bases, you're going to know.
Right.
The back of your head, you're going to know, like, I'm going to give it my best, but boy, I don't have a big gas tank and I could have trained harder. And when you get to a championship level, when you get to like Alexandre Pantoja, or when you get to, Islam Makhachev, when you get to like that level, you're at a championship level, they all have impeccable preparation.
They're all,
yes.
it's impeccable.
Impeccable.
And so the
have a team
margin for
behind
error,
them.
okay,
Yeah.
it's measured, it's time, this is...
Yeah, they're all dialed in with diet. They're dialed in with their weight. They're dialed in with strength and conditioning. They're dialed in with their sparring. It's impeccable. You can't compete at a world-class level today and not have that.
Okay.
It's not possible.